In our previous video, we discussed the 5 steps to making an offer. In this video, we're going to pick up where we left off and discuss what happens when the offer is accepted. I have broken down the process into 11 steps from contract to close. Here are the 11 steps. My name is Mike Ackes, team leader of the Ackes Group at eXp Realty. Let's get into it. Step 1. Starting attorney review. Once all parties have signed the contract in the state of New Jersey, it is sent to the sellers and the buyer's attorneys. The buyer's attorney most of the time initiates the attorney review process by sending out the rider disapproving the contract in its current form. Then the attorneys will communicate the new terms of the contract and will add or subtract language from the contract. Once both parties are agreeable to the new contract terms and the language, then they will sign a final rider concluding attorney review, which will then put us under contract. Once the transaction is under contract, we have a few important steps to take right away. Step 2. Starting your mortgage application. Once you're under contract, you will fill out your mortgage application and hand in all required documents to the bank, along with the contract and all parties involved in the transaction. You can skip this process if you applied for a full credit approval before your home search. For more info on what a credit approval is, I will post a link in the description below explaining the different types of approvals, the differences between them, and what's best one for you. Number 3, the deposits. Your initial deposit will be due within 10 to 14 days typically after attorney review is concluded. This can sometimes be changed during the attorney review period. The attorney will provide you with instructions on how and where to send the deposit money. It can be done with a wire transfer or a personal check. Number 4, the inspection. Inspections need to be performed within 10 days of the attorney review concluding in most instances. This can be changed in the attorney review period as well, depending on different situations. For example, buying a home that is still being built and there is nothing to inspect yet. Then the date of inspection will be much later. I 100% recommend you accompany the inspector during the inspection to learn about the house and to get detailed info on the deficiencies. Number 5, inspection repair request. After the inspection is completed, we will wait for the inspection report, which usually takes 2 to 3 days. We will discuss the report together with the attorney and come up with what's the most important repairs or monetary credits that are needed for the repairs. Then, the attorney will formally send out an email with a list of the repairs or credit we will be requesting. Then the inspection negotiation will start. The seller will respond with what they are willing to fix or issue any monetary credit toward the repairs after the closing. Remember, they also have the right to deny any repair or credit request. At that point, you have the right to cancel the contract or move forward and deal with the repairs yourself. Number 6, appraisal. During the mortgage process, the lender will order an appraisal to be done on the home to make sure the value of the home is what we are paying. This step is taken care of between the realtors and the appraiser. There is no need for you to be there. Number 7, title search. The attorney will put in an order for a title search on the property. This is done to uncover any limitations on the property use, such as easements and any unresolved payments tied to the property, such as liens. It also helps determine that the seller truly has legal right to transfer the ownership. The lender also requires you to get title insurance to protect you from unknown property issues or encumbrances in the future. Number 8, home insurance. One of the final items that you will have to get is the home insurance policy to cover your personal belongings. The bank will let you know the minimum coverage that is required for the policy. Once you have this information, you can start shopping for the best quotes. You can also call your car insurance provider to see what kind of bundle pricing they have. Number 9, mortgage commitment. Approximately 30 to 35 days from the time you apply for your mortgage, you should have your mortgage commitment. There are 2 types of commitments, a conditional commitment or a firm commitment. A firm commitment is when you are ready to close and all your docs are up to date and approved. A conditional commitment may have a few outstanding items that need to be updated or presented to the bank. For example, an updated bank statement or pay stub may be needed, or the buyer hasn't purchased homeowner's insurance yet. Number 10, the walkthrough. Once all parties are agreeable to a closing date, we will be conducting a walkthrough through the property the day before or the morning of the closing. The reason we do the walkthrough is to make sure that the house is in the same condition it was when we made the offer and decided to purchase it. And we will be making sure that any repairs that were requested and agreed to during the home inspection phase were taken care of. Number 11, closing. Typically, closings take place at the buyer's attorney's office or the title company. You'll be required to come to the closing table with a bank check, or you'll be given wiring instructions days in advance for the remainder of your down payment. Then you will sign your mortgage closing documents and receive the deed and the keys to your new home.